In today's video, I'll be sharing with you 5 simple budgeting steps that work. These are the steps that I use to track my money, and I know they can make your life a lot easier if you apply them too. Hi, I'm Tokunbo Shumbayo and welcome to my channel. Here I get to share my experiences and insights around wisdom, faith and money. I'm all about life as it can be. I'm an empowerment life guide and I've been running a business event for women in the UK for the past 5 years called Women Elevating Women. I also have a blog and a vibrant women's community on Facebook, also called Women Elevating Women. I hope you'll find something useful to guide you in your day-to-day life as you watch my videos. Any links mentioned today, you'll find them in the description box below. But before we get started, I have a quick request. Do subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you'll never miss any videos from me. So let's get straight into the topic today. I've overheard many people say having a budget is limiting. They even go as far to say that a budget makes you feel like you are living in poverty. A budget is a great tool to help you take control of your finances. If you've watched my last video, I actually said if you don't want to call it a budget, you can call it a financial flow guide. That's something that you can use as an alternative to a budget if that is actually affecting you mentally. And I have to say, I do admit it, that the mind is a very powerful thing. And what you tell it is what it will believe. So if you find that the budget is actually a barrier, then call it your financial flow guide. That way you would know that, okay, the reason why I'm sitting down to do this is because I want to see where my finances are flowing to. Whatever it is for you, whether you want to call it a budget, whether you want to call it a financial flow guide, just have something that shows you where your money is coming from and where it's going to. In this video, I'll also be sharing 2 tips to help you cut down on your spending. So make sure you stay to the end. So let's look at the 5 simple budgeting steps. Number 1, gather your financial information in one place. Never try to create a budget until you've got all your financial information. You know your numbers exactly, and you also know where your money is going. So your income is how much money is coming in from salary, maybe it's coming in from dividend, from property rental, from a small business that you've got. Maybe you're getting pocket money, if you're a young person, because I'm not going to say it's only older people that watch my videos. But if you're a young person, you might be getting pocket money and you want to do a budget. So wherever your income is coming in from, you need to make sure that you have it all written on a piece of paper so that when you're ready to write your budget, you are not missing out on any of your numbers. And the same thing goes for your expenses, because when you know what makes up your expenses, it becomes easier to write your budget. And you don't want to miss out anything at all. You want to make sure that you get all your numbers down on a piece of paper. So you've got all your income numbers, where your money is coming in from, and you've got all your outgoing numbers, where your money is going to. So this is very important before you start the budget. The reason why I say this is that there's a lot of people who try to sit down and create a budget and they don't have all their numbers. And because they're trying to figure it out, or they're standing up at one time, they say, oh, I didn't remember to put this, let me go look for it. By the time you're doing all this back and forth, you will find out that you just lose interest in creating the budget. So what I would say to you is get all these numbers. Even if it takes you a few days to gather all this information, please do so. Do not sit down to create your budget until you've got every single information that you would need to create the budget, so that when you sit down one time, you can actually put all these figures together, your incoming, your outgoing, and you've created your budget at one sitting. Now, you might think this is not important, but it really is. And I would recommend that you gather all your information first. Number 2, don't get caught up in the budgeting design sheet. Now, you might think this is not important, but anything that's going to waste your time, anything that's going to stop you from doing what you need to do to make your budget your reality, I am telling you, you want to make sure that you are not getting caught up with the most unimportant things. And a lot of people want to find the best budgeting tool, the best budgeting template, and in the process, they lose interest in doing what is important. So please don't get caught up in the design. There's a lot of designs on the internet. You can find so many types of templates. Just choose one to start with and go ahead. Even in some cases, you don't even need it. All you need is a piece of paper to kind of get the whole thing started. Once you are used to using your budget, then you can decide that, you know what, I want the one that's made of gold paper, or I want the one that's made of one thing or the other. But at the beginning, all you want is a piece of paper or a basic template that you can actually use to capture your numbers. Remember, I said your incoming and your outgoing. Number 3, make a list of your income and your expenses. Now, number 1 is gather that information. So you're not actually putting it into the budgeting sheet yet. You're just making sure that you've got all that information at hand. So you could have scribbled it all over the place, but you just brought everything together. So number 1 is just about you bringing it together. But number 3 here is about you now listing it out under the columns. So income is going to be on one side, and everything that brings money your way, you're going to put it in the income section on the left hand side. And now on your right hand side, you are going to write your expenses, and it doesn't have to be on the left or on the right. You can write your income at the top of the sheet and you can write your expenses at the bottom of the sheet. There's really no hard and fast rule. If you're looking at it from an accounting position, then you probably will want to put it on your left and on your right, because at the bottom you can actually make sure that they are balanced out, because your income and your expenses at the end of the day should not have any money left over. So you should actually be having a 0. So when you take away your expenses from your income, your answer should be 0. Why am I saying so? Is that every single penny that is coming to you must be allocated into your budget. And the only way you know that is when you take away your expenses from your income, you will actually end up with 0 as a number. That means that you have allocated every single penny to do something inside your budget. Number 4, review your budget. Is your budget giving you a real state of your financial affairs? You will get the real one if you had gathered all that information together at the beginning. And if you've written it out accordingly and you come to 0 after creating your budget, then you've actually done the right thing. But what's important now is that you are looking through your budget to see where your money is actually going. So you already have a basic idea, and this is probably on a month by month basis. You know how much income is coming. Now, you do have the occasional income that might, some people get bonuses, and because you're going to be doing your budget on a monthly basis, so your income might change from month to month. That is why it's really important that you actually have a monthly budget. So review your budget, look at it. You know where your income is coming from. You know that you have all your numbers down. You also look at your expenses, and you know that I have fixed in every single thing that I use my money for. So you want to make sure that all your income and your expenses is on your budgeting sheet, because that's the way you can actually move forward. That's what will help your budgeting sheet to work. Number 5, practice your budget diligently for a month. You're going to monitor your budget like an eagle. You're going to look at everything you're spending money on, where it's coming from, where it's going, especially where it's going. Where it's coming from, you already basically have an idea, but where your money is going, you want to make sure that you actually covered every single thing. So if there's anything you spend money on that's not in your budget, you've not written your budget well enough. For your budget to become part of your lifestyle, you've got to get used to using it. Also, it will help you see where you can make changes to your income. And it depends on where you are in your life. If you are in a lot of debt, then you want to always be on the lookout for places where you can actually add extra money to getting out of debt. Getting out of debt is essential. It's your life. You want life as it can be. Well, I can tell you this, debt will not allow you to live the life as it can be, because it's like living in a straitjacket. You want to have a better life. You want to have peace of mind, and I can tell you that clearing your debt is a way to create that peace of mind. Sometimes your circumstances will change and you'll find that you are spending less or you need to spend more. In some cases, it's you increasing your income, and in other cases, it's you decreasing your expenses. Whatever it is for you, it's very important that you get used to using your budget. And I do recommend that a whole month, if you start looking at where my money is going, what I'm using it to do, then you would have a really good picture of what your budget is and how it's going to make your life way easier. So those are my 5 simple budgeting steps that work. I hope they've been useful. I hope you can apply them to your life, because as I said, life can be absolutely great and you want life as it can be. Okay, so I did promise at the beginning of the video that I'm going to share with you 2 tips to cut your spending. So the first tip is this. For a whole week, buy only essential things. That means nothing else except it's absolutely essential to you being alive. Like getting to work if you work in a job, buying food in the house. If you need to buy anything that's not at home, it has to be absolutely essential. For the week, try not to buy any clothing except you've already kind of allocated a day to go to an event and you need something to wear if you can't find anything in your cupboard. But if you can't find something in your cupboard, then actually don't use that money. Anything that you're going to be spending money on has to be essential. So all the extras, all the wants, just put them on hold for the next 7 days and see if you can actually survive, if you can do without these things, because that way, when you're cutting down your expenses, you'll be able to see if you do have any extra money. A lot of people say they don't have extra money, but I don't believe that. I believe that we can all find money if we really put ourselves to it. Tip number 2. For the next 1 week as well, cook only home meals. That means don't buy anything outside. If you are going to work, take packed lunch. If you are at home, cook at home. Don't order takeaway. Don't order Uber Eats or Deliveroo for 7 days. And if possible, even try that for 14 days and see how much money you save. Now, the day that you think about buying food, like ordering food outside, think to yourself, how much would I spend if I was to make that order? And put that money into maybe a money box or a purse or a little bag and put it aside. And you can do that for the whole week. Whatever money that you saved from these 2 places, put them into a money box. I have a 30-day saving challenge. I'm going to put in the link below. And if you would like to do my 30-day saving challenge, actually, pop on there. I've got a whole lot of things that I've created to help you find some extra money to save. You'll be surprised the things that you can learn. It's very comprehensive and it will guide you for 30 days. Once you buy it once, you don't need to buy it again because you can use it over and over again. Okay, so those are my 2 tips to cut your spending. If you have any other ideas on how you can cut your spending, I would say this is a great time for you to actually do that. So these are the 5 things that I believe can make your budget work in your favor. Before you go, remember to subscribe to my channel and the notification button so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've provided you with some information that you can use to see life as it can be. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. From me, Tokumbo, have a great day.